I would say I was fortunate growing up because by 8th grade I had a very good idea that I wanted to do one of two things with my life, which was either fly off aircraft carriers or be a dentist. But now, at age 52, I do dentistry and I can fly planes. So at a young age I had a pretty good idea, and I think looking back on at least the dentistry part, I enjoyed working with my hands always as a child. I enjoyed being around people. I knew by age 12, 13, 14, when I was picking up odd jobs, that I wanted to work for myself. And I think our family dentist they had no children, and he always took a special interest in any kid coming along that had any interest in dentistry. And I think that he probably, in not even knowing it, just put a good impression in my mind of what dentistry was and how much he enjoyed it, and he was very active in it. I would say that dentistry, for me, my mentality and my personality, one of the things probably is there's immediate gratification. I came from a long line of civil engineers, so they're waiting for a project to take 3 years or 5 years or many years to come to fruition, whereas in dentistry it's very fast. I'd like to tell a story about a guy. His name is Merle, and Merle came to my office, walked in off the streets. He was at Burger King next door, ate a burger, front tooth crown fell off, and he saw the sign dentist. Later I found out that word didn't bring very warm feelings in his mind, but I didn't know that. He walked in and said, "Can you put a crown back on?" And we did that for him. But my curious nature was, having looked in his mouth, was the most important thing to Merle was the crown that had come off. But it was interesting to me to note all the other wreckage that was going on in his mouth that wasn't on his list. So fast forward 2-3 years later, Merle went through at age 62 orthodontics, braces, had some implants, many crowns, basically restored his entire mouth, and Merle was always very grateful. 2 years later, his wife Audrey called up and said, "I'd like to make an appointment with Dr. Pearce, just he and me, nobody else in the office." So she came in and said, "I just have to tell you, my husband is 68 years old now, and then the work that you," and I wouldn't say just me, but what dentistry was able to do for him has changed him totally. It has changed our marriage totally. After 45 years of me knowing him as an evangelist, I never saw him smile. He spoke all over the place, but he never smiled. From age 2, he had a denture, and as a matter of fact, he brought in to me, as we got to know each other, he brought in the denture his grandfather, who was a dentist, had made for him, and it's about the size of a 50-cent piece. It's this teeny little denture. So he and dentistry were just on opposite ends of the world, and yet that had been the thing that had just created such a tremendous boost to his life. And his wife was just in tears talking to me about how her relationship and his had totally changed. He was a happier guy, a cheerful guy, treating her better, treating other people better, smiling all the time, and just kind of looked back on that and said, how cool is that you can have that effect on somebody's life. The mantra that we have in our office is changing people's lives one smile at a time, and certainly Merle is just the epitome of that.